have to pour my cereal, pour my milk, then have to eat all of it, then I have to clean a bowl, and then leave. Or let the milk sit in there all day.
Oh my word, a millennial. I love cereal. I'll slap this table for cereal. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Tank Talks. My name is Keith.
I'm Brandon.
And Brandon, you would say that you are a millennial, wouldn't you?
I don't know, Keith. What are the birth years for millennials?
I think we just looked, and the birth years for millennials are from 1981 to 1996.
I couldn't tell if you wanted me to say yes or if you wanted me to give you the lead in. So that's
I want you. Well, you did it. Good job.
There you go.
I appreciate that. The point is that we are millennials, everybody. Me, Brandon, and myself are millennials. We are the people. You may be a millennial out there watching.
In my defense, I think it was good that we explained to them, because going into it, I thought a millennial was born like 99 on.
There are a lot of people our age who don't consider ourselves to be millennials. But millennials, really, our generation stretches out to people who are in their 30s now, obviously based on the whole, because we're kind of right in the middle of millennials. But millennials get wrapped up into, like, people will look at a 12-year-old right now and call him a millennial, but that's not true. That person is not a millennial. There's a whole other generation for you to hate, and that's the generation behind us. But the title of this video is some things that millennials are ruining, something to that effect. I haven't titled it yet. But Brandon and I have been scrolling through this website, ranker.com. And we enjoy a top 10, so much so that we are planning shows in the future about top 10s, top 4s, top 5s. We love when people give us a list of things that are at the top. And today we found a list of 15 things that millennials, 15 industries that millennials are ruining. So we just want to get out of the way. We are millennials. If you are an older person, someone who is a Gen Xer or anywhere beyond, someone our parents' age or anywhere beyond that, you can feel free to hate on us and see all the things that we have ruined for you. Brandon, are you excited about this? Do you feel like you have ruined things?
So is our job to say whether we think we've ruined it or not, or are we just?
I think we should. I think as millennials, we have an interesting point of view in that we have been accused of a crime that we may or may not have committed.
We're on the stand.
We should defend ourselves. But just to start, do you feel like you have ruined things for older people?
I don't think that I have. I think people my age. I think that people my age have ruined things, and I think older people have ruined things for us.
Okay, let's talk about. I'm just gonna pick out some interesting ones.
Okay.
Here, this one says relationships. We've ruined relationships.
What is their evidence?
The evidence that they say that, do you ever feel like every millennial is one of those guys that, like a frat boy, like one of those guys that's only out to sleep with ladies and move on to the next one and stuff? And this article says maybe they are. Millennials are apparently killing relationships. According to research conducted by Gallup, only 16% of millennials were married and 14% were living with their significant others in 2014. The rest of them were apparently running around in sin and swiping on Tinder. So that's research there. That's research that's showing that relationships are different for millennials. Do you think we have a problem there? I think that my response would be that people. Like, okay, we may not be married to them, but I think on average, if you are married, the quality is better because the divorce rates have went down now that more millennials are flooding like the test groups. Sure.
And you think of how many people you know over the age of 40 that talk about how, like, oh yeah, I guess I'm married to her, like they die,
right.
Or like they're always like trying to avoid getting home, or always talking about how like I saw a couple just today that they were just saying stuff to each other and all, and I was like, oh, that's not. I don't look at this couple and think they love each other.
Sure. I mean, the divorce rate last I checked was like 50%. So if it is going down, maybe it's that millennials are just choosy. Maybe we're just a little bit pickier. Maybe we have the internet. And so we're just a little bit pickier.
So I think with all of these,
out of the lineup.
You've got to look at, like, are you looking at the whole thing, or if you're just pulling like 100 of them? Because I think that, like with that, I would say as a whole, no. But I know people that have bad relationships.
Okay, another thing that millennials have ruined: 9-to-5 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the old 9-to-5er, Dolly Parton's way to make a living. Barely getting by. It's all, what is it? It's all taken in, no given to Dolly Parton. But it says it shouldn't be surprising that millennials aren't feeling traditional 9-to-5 work days. With technology, they can log in from anywhere, and they definitely do. 84% of millennials are always connected and continue to check their work emails long after work hours. 77% of millennials feel flexible work schedule allows them to be more productive, so they're definitely not working less. How could they, when they're generally paid less than baby boomers were at their age? But millennials are blurring the lines of work and home life. Brendan, do you feel as though you have ruined the 9-to-5 job? I have to weigh in and say that I don't think I have, because I have a 9-to-5 job and I don't get to work from home.
I think that I would say, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I would say, yes, we have ruined that. Because I know a lot of jobs now that have it to where, you have your own shifts. Mm-hmm. Or it's like, we're going to give you more breaks throughout the day, but you will be here. Recently I had a job that was like an 8-to-5. So I had an hour for lunch, and I had breaks throughout the day. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. But I think I would say yes. I think that with millennials, they don't want to have to show up for 8. They'd much rather be able to sleep in till 11 and come into work from 1 to 9 or so.
See, I'm kind of old fashioned. I wake up at 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I do Tank Media game stuff, and then I go to work. I go to work from 8:30 to 5 o'clock, and I come home. And that doesn't bother me particularly. I would love to be able to work from home, but one thing that I would hazard to say that millennials themselves have ruined it, because I don't think it was millennials who invented all this internet technology. We're millennials grew up with internet technology. Mm-hmm. We've grown up with this sort of thing, this availability. So millennials are kind of the first generation where it's being tried out, where you can work from home, you can work from your cell phone or whatever. So the fact that it's become available to us and we like it, I don't know if that's fair to say we ruined that for people.
Okay.
Just because it's become available. I think that's a little bit unfair.
What is our next charge?
Let's see. Our next charge is that we've ruined handshakes, Brandon. Millennials have ruined handshakes. This thing says, the mark of a strong man or woman is a strong handshake. That is, unless you're a millennial who doesn't subscribe to baby boomers' weird social mores. According to the Journal of Hand Therapy, which is apparently a journal, millennials have significantly weaker handshakes than their counterparts in the 80s. Brandon, I think we ought to test handshakes. I mean, that's a pretty good little handshake.
I think I've got a good handshake going on.
Squeeze me a little harder. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good shake. How's my squeeze?
I think you've got a good squeeze.
Okay.
I think this one, once again, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, because it's like, I high-five people and give a shoulder in the food industry, just so you don't spread germs. Sure. You do the shoulder. But I would say yes, I think that we have ruined it, because I know a lot of young people that do not have strong handshakes.
Sure.
But it's kind of in the sense of most of the young people are not dealing with people that, I don't know. To me, I've known people that are you know a lot about a person by how they do a handshake, and I'm like, okay, so if you can squeeze a hand, then you're smart.
I will say I like a good handshake. If someone has a good handshake, I tend to respect that person just a little bit more, but I don't base my whole opinion on a person on their handshake.
So I think so far it's been a no, a yes, and a yes, but I don't think we've done anything wrong so far on this.
I think that millennials I think handshaking is going to be around for a while. I think handshaking is one of the best ways to greet a person. It's relatively intimate. It says, I'm going to come into your space, let me into your space, I'll greet you, and then I back out of your space. I don't think a high five does that. A high five doesn't, there's no clasping in a high five. It's I think it's a little bit standoffish. I don't see anything that's quite as cool to me as a handshake. I think they're really cool. I try to do a good one, and I've had handshakes from adults, older folks, non-millennials and millennials alike, that I was dissatisfied with.
Okay.
I wouldn't say every millennial that I shake hands with has a bad handshake. So I'm cautious to blame this problem on millennials. Yes. Maybe it's because I'm just defensive of my own age group. Let's do one or two more. Interesting one. Let's see. We've ruined breakfast cereal. According to this article, millennials have ruined breakfast cereal. According to this article, millennials have claimed they don't eat a lot of breakfast cereal because they don't like having to clean up afterwards. That makes me very sad. And it says from 2009 to 2014, cereal sales dropped by 5%. It's crazy. But apparently millennials aren't eating cereal because it's too much of a mess to clean up afterward. What would you say to that person who says, I don't want to eat cereal because it's too much cleanup?
Yeah, I don't eat cereal in the morning. It's, in a world where I can just go and grab a bar, why would I want to get my bowl out, a spoon out, have to pour my cereal, pour my milk, then have to eat all of it, then I have to clean a bowl, and then leave, or let the milk sit in there all day.
Oh my word, a millennial! I love cereal. I'll slap this table for cereal. I'm not a millennial. That's just all there is to it. I just must not be a millennial.
I think, yeah, I can completely agree with that.
That makes me so sad, Brandon. But having lived in an apartment with you, knowing that you hate washing dishes so much that you refuse to do it, right? Or do you wash dishes now?
I think, at work, I love washing dishes.
That doesn't count.
I use a dish.
At work.
I used a pan at our apartment for the first time in like 2 months this past week.
Wow. That blows my mind, Brandon. It's because you don't like cleaning up.
Actually, I've used it 2 weeks. I made pasta one night, and then I made soup another night. So in the past 2 weeks, I've used a pan once.
All right, let's see some things that we have ruined. The last thing in this list is the napkin industry, Brandon. We have ruined napkins. Apparently, millennials are destroying the napkin industry, an industry most millennials probably didn't even know existed. Seriously, are the same people who make napkins not also making paper towels? Are there really napkin-only companies who are devastated by millennials' thrifty spending? Apparently there are. In a recent study, only 56% of millennial shoppers bought napkins, while 86% bought paper towels. Some blame it on the fact that paper towels can be used for whatever napkins are used for, plus more. So why do you even need napkins? Millennials are super thrifty, and if brands don't catch on, bye, Felicia.
Yeah.
Weighing in on this one, completely agree. I have ruined the napkin industry. I've never bought napkins. The only time I've bought napkins is whenever Lizzie said, like, well, we have people coming over for dinner, let's buy some napkins.
Exactly, yeah.
Ridiculous. It is ridiculous that they even exist while paper towels exist. I agree. Completely agree. I'm completely millennial on that fact. That's
like at Chick-fil-A, we've got paper towels, and then we've got like actual towels that we can clean up stuff.
Sure.
And the actual towels do so much better than the paper towels.
But you gotta wash?
Yeah, but you're able to, I can go spend, I don't know, say $3 on that towel.
Okay.
It's probably more like $1, but I'll just say $3
sure.
if you're buying a nice one. And then if you gotta wash it, then what is that? Maybe like 5 cents every time you wash it?
Sure.
But you're using it like for years and years, whereas a paper towel, you use it and most of the time, if you've got like, if I spilled a puddle this big, then that would take a lot of paper towels. And like now you think of how we've shown how inferior a paper towel is to a towel, and now you look at how much inferior a napkin is to that paper towel.
You're right. Oh, you're right. Absolutely right. You heard it here, folks. We've ruined a lot of things, but none so much as the napkin industry. Brandon and I can both agree that as millennials, we would like to put the death nail in the final in the coffin of the napkin industry. Here and now, it's over. Napkin people, pack it up, go home. But Brandon, there's sometimes I do need napkins.
Why's that?
Sometimes I spill drinks.
Like a tank drink? Tank drink of the week! We need cups for this one.
Oh, we need cups? Okay,
yeah.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back, everybody.
While you're getting it, I'll say what we got.
Okay.
Or is this on camera?
Yeah, it's on camera.
Oh, okay. The behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
Sometimes we slip up here at Tank Media.
Yeah.
This week's drink is Hoist Rapid Hydration Naturally Flavored Dragon Fruit.
That doesn't sound good.
I'll just tell you why it's good, Keith.
Okay.
Most hydration drinks are hypertonic. Leading sports drinks are hypotonic. zero-calorie drinks, which cause delayed hydration and can result in cramping or sluggishness.
You don't want that.
Hoist perfectly isotonic formula flows right through your stomach without delay. It instantly replenishes your body and mind and soul, does not say that, so you can lift limits in what you do. Drink Hoist and live a life less ordinary. Hashtag lift limits.
Drink Hoist, lift limits. I do like the phrase, it passes through your stomach without delay.
It's got a good pop to it.
Brandon, this looks like water.
I'm a little afraid it's going to be just some cheap water. Also, the company Hoist, it's like they wanted to name it Moist, but they're like, oh, people hate that word. Let's just put an H on there.
It smells like somebody squeezed an apple in my drink.
It kind of smells like paint thinner and L'Oreal children's shampoo.
Yeah, you're kind of right. Let's give it a tink, and we'll give it a pank and drink.
Ooh.
Oh God!
That didn't even. Give it a second.
Why is it so sour?
The second. See if the second is better. Sometimes it just takes a second to kick in.
All right, Brandon. Since it's a hydrating beverage, it's supposed to hydrate you. And the way I typically drink Gatorade is I just suck it down.
Okay.
I'm gonna suck down the rest of this cup and see what happens.
I'm gonna try with my nose closed.
All right, here we go.
The taste is still coming through.
Oh, it tastes like snot.
Oh, Hoist. No artificial. Maybe you need a little something artificial in there.
Maybe you see something not so natural.
Some water, some crystalline. Some
maybe the dragon
cement.
fruit. Maybe the dragon fruit just wasn't right.
Maybe infinite beverage companies are idiots.
Maybe so. Well, Brandon, that was it. That was a bad tank drink, but
what a horrible way to end the video.
Another thing that millennials have ruined.
Water.
Millennials have made a market for nasty, stupid drinks like Hoist. So we'll see you in the next video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Brandon, do you have anything else left for these folks?
No, sir.
I need you to tell them how we feel about them.
We love you.
Brandon?
We love you very much.
There we go.